guys, my name is TJ and welcome back to TJ Smiles. Tonight I have a book review for you guys on P.S. I Like You by Kasie West. This was the first book I read in January of 2017 and it's also the first book that I read that I got out of an Owlcrate box. I've been subscribed to Owlcrate for probably 6 months now and I've just never gotten around to reading the books because I've been busy with school because that is very time consuming going to school. I don't understand why. And then I've just had other books I've been interested in reading. So I finally got around to reading this and I'm so glad I did because if you guys hear some like chewing gnawing sound in the background, it's my puppy. He's chewing on a toy back there and he always has to make noise in the background of my videos. So go figure, he starts chewing on a toy as soon as I start filming. So, in P.S. I Like You by Kasie West, the main character's name is Lily, and we follow Lily around as she goes through high school and has a typical high school experience. She's kind of very shy, nobody at the school, kind of a wallflower, just sits back and observes. So throughout this book, we get to follow her, like, with her family and her family interactions, which are hilarious. I found myself laughing out loud at her brothers, and her parents are just characters. Like, you can't not love and relate to a family, especially if you have siblings. Like, I found myself laughing out loud at some of the misfortunate things her family put her through. Oh, and the rabbit. They have a bunny or a rabbit, one or the other, and they call it Bugs Rabbit. Instead of Bugs Bunny, they call it Bugs Rabbit. Her brothers are crazy. And then we also get to follow her and her best friend. I forget her best friend's name because I'm horrible with names. And then also in the picture is Cade, which is her best friend's ex-boyfriend who she happens to hate. I mean, Lily cannot stand this dude. Lily is one of the main reasons why her best friend ended up breaking up with him because the two just could not get along. So that's an issue that's relevant. Relevant's the word I'm looking for. That is relevant throughout this whole book. One day in class, I'm trying to think what class it was in. Maybe the book says chemistry. Oh, I can't blame her for being bored in chemistry. I hate that class. So one day in chemistry, Lily gets bored and she scribbles down the lyrics of one of her favorite songs on the desk. And she returns the next day to find that someone else had filled out the next line, the next verse of the song, and she's like, oh my gosh, this band is really not popular. I can't believe someone else in my school likes this band. So then she went and she filled out the next part, and this continued day after day. Well, not day after day. For a couple days, they just finished writing the next verse of the song to each other until they ran out of room on the desk. And that's when she finds a note underneath the desk where she develops a pen pal for quite a while. So, as the story goes on, her and her pen pal keep conversing, and throughout this whole time, her best friend is trying to get her to have a boyfriend, and she has this guy her best friend really wants her to date, and she's kind of okay with it, but she's not really feeling it with this dude. And then somewhere along the line, she starts developing feelings for her pen pal, and she has no clue who it is. They've never exchanged names on the bottom of the note. So these two are just writing to each other with no clue who it is, and now Lily's starting to develop feelings for this guy that she does know it's a guy that is writing to her. So she doesn't want to know either because she's really scared that since she's a wallflower and quiet, once this guy finds out who she is, he won't want to converse with her. And it's the highlight of her day now, and she's really enjoying writing with this guy. Best friend's ex-boyfriend. The dog is being so loud. Howard! You're being so loud! He's ripping a blanket to shreds. So, as the story progresses, the best friend's ex-boyfriend ends up being the soccer coach to one of her little brothers. So one day, the doorbell rings, and Cade is at the front door picking up her little brother. And this is where I kind of scratched my head. What soccer program has the coaches pick the kids up? You drop the kids off. Where was this kind of service around when my mom was trying to drive me around to all these kiddie practices and whatnot? Anyways, so her arch nemesis shows up on her porch, and then he kind of just comes in and out of the story at multiple different times. Their paths cross a lot, and then he ends up coming to Thanksgiving dinner with her family because her little brother invited him. And by this point in the story, Lily is what the heck? They have to make a truce for the day to get along because he's there for the holidays at her house and her brother's happy he's there, so they have to have a truce to get along. And because they do that, they don't fight for the whole day, and they really have good conversation and they start to get to know each other quite well. Howard, sir, I'm trying to film a video, sir. What, you can't eat my book? He's trying to chew the corner of my book. Hey, you're knocking the camera. Sir, you're causing shenanigans. Sir, I tell ya. Howie, quit licking Quit licking the camera. Quit licking the camera. Don't lick me. I'm trying to film. So, after a while, she realizes that the person she's been writing to is Cade, her arch nemesis, and she starts freaking out. She can't believe the huge difference between this guy she knows in the hallway and this guy who's writing her letters. Howie, you're blocking me out of the frame. Can you sit? Can you sit? No? You don't want to sit? Okay, now we're going to sit. Good boy. So she kind of goes through this span of time where she doesn't write back, and he's kind of upset that he's not getting a response, but you know, he thinks she's just not at school or something. So eventually things go on, and they do figure out that they are writing to each other, and they do end up saying they like each other. And it was honestly kind of cute how that happened. I guess I should have put a warning in that there were some spoilers, but I'll just put a disclaimer in the disclaimer box, because normally when I have spoilers, I'll be like, okay, spoilers from this point on, don't listen. But I forgot to do that, so I'll just put a disclaimer in the description box that there is spoilers. Oopsie! So yes, they decide they know who each other... Okay. So yes, they figure out who each other are, and then from that point on, they kiss, and it's a happy ending. Very predictable ending. I thought I kind of seen it coming when, like, when this ex-boyfriend just wouldn't leave the story. I'm like, I see where this is going. But, despite the ending being very, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. I knew what the ending was going to be. Despite that, it was still a enjoyable book. I read it on my way to New York City, so it was one of those contemporaries that is great to read in the car. You're just able to fly through it. It keeps your mind off the long drive. You don't have to focus too hard because it's contemporary. There's no world building. I love books like this for in the car ride. I thought it was funny and hilarious. I love the family aspects. Very relatable. I found this story. Because of those reasons, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I didn't give it any higher just because it was a cheesy romance contemporary novel and I seen the ending coming. I have never read anything by Kasie West, but this book does make me want to pick up more by her. So I'm really excited for that. Other than that, I can't think of anything else to tell you guys. Great for February is coming up. It'll be a great book to read around the holiday of Valentine's Day. If you guys have read this book, please let me know in the comments and let's talk about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!